If you can handle more than 100 jolts of 100% pure terror, then you might be ready for Terror in the Isles, a totally unique, non-stop roller coaster ride.
Welcome to Terror in the Isles. Halloween, Movie John, is upon us.
It is, and the new movie's coming out here soon.
Oh, can't wait for the new movie. It's coming out October 15th.
Yes, and you can go to the theater or you can watch it on Peacock.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to go to the theater and watch it because, I mean, they're always awesome watching Halloweens in the theater. But man, it looks good. We watched the trailer, and we will be watching an old Halloween trailer in this episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, check that out. The new trailer dropped. What was that? 2 weeks ago, I think. So.
And the last time we got together, we watched the teaser, which wasn't much to it. And that's been a few months ago because we've always had a lot of stuff going on and we was trying to get together, but we're finally here. And this time last year, we had Danielle Harris wish us a happy Halloween. And that would have been cool to actually have her on the show, which that'll probably never happen, but you never know.
You never know. Depends on if people listen.
Yeah, we got to get consistent and on schedule, as I've been told by people. But it's hard getting together sometimes with work schedules and everything. So
yeah, and the wife had surgery on my end, so we had to cancel a week. Plus, you've got your new eBay account.
Yeah, I've been selling on eBay for a little while, and I worked at Goodwill for about a month and didn't go as planned. I couldn't shop there when I was working there, so I'm going to Wally World now, so I can work and get a discount there. So at least I can hunt down some movies there. So
how can people find your eBay account, maybe, John?
You can go on eBay and search the sellers as John Navy 75, or you can just look on my Instagram, moviejohn_, and I have the link in the bio there. So
yeah, and he's got a bunch of stuff for sale.
Yeah, I sell hats.
Listings, right?
Yeah, I got 250 right now. I sell vintage hats. I'm selling video games, VHS, DVDs, Blu-rays, of course. Just a little bit of everything that I find that I can pick up and make a buck off of. So
you had a bunch of Fear Street books and
Goosebumps
books.
I did really good on them a few months ago. I picked up a whole lot of them and made quite a bit of money off of them. They're all sold out now. I just sold the last two.
Oh yeah.
Just last week for like $20. So I paid $10 for the whole lot, and time I got done within about a month and a half, I made around right at $600. So
awesome.
Yeah, I did real good on that because it's real hot right now, of course.
Yeah, because of the Fear Street movies, which I love.
Yeah, I love them too.
Yeah, check that on Netflix. Speaking of Netflix, I watched. Have you seen Midnight Mass?
No.
Okay, it came on Netflix. It's really good. It takes place on like this town that's you have to take a boat to get there, like a ferry or something to get there. So you can't leave. It's like an island. Yeah, so the preacher left, but some other preacher comes back, and the people are kind of, it's kind of like, well, who is this dude? Why is he here now? And it's basically like there's a tale of just this preacher that something seems wrong, and I like this slow build up. I'm not gonna give anything away of like what kind of movie it is or anything, but it has something to do with the preacher and just the people like on the island. So I don't know. I think
sounds good. I've been doing the 31 Days of Halloween on Instagram, so we've been watching a lot of stuff from Netflix, stuff that we haven't seen, neither one of us, me and my wife. So I might have to look at one up here soon for.
Well, it's a TV show, so it's
a TV show.
There's like 10 episodes. They're all an hour, so it's a haul, but I mean it's worth it. What are some movies you've seen recently on your 31 days?
One of them is called The Forest. It's from 2016. It's about the suicide force. You've heard of that over like Japan or but it was really interesting. I really was surprised. I think it's like a Netflix original. That was one of them that we watched. And another one that I haven't seen, I've been wanting to see, is The Green Inferno. That was really good. Have you seen that?
I have not.
You got to check that out. Yeah, that's been out for a few years too.
It's kind of like Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah, it's because that first one, so I started watching, I was thinking, is this supposed to be like a remake of that? And they just changed the title or what? I'm not sure. It's really It's really gory. Eli Roth, I think, directs it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, it's a really good one. I've been meaning to see it forever, and I saw it on there, and I was like, hey, let's watch this one.
I popped in Lucio Fulci's Murder Rock last night. I didn't get to finish it, but it's so good. And Jaretta from Demons, she's in it. She was at ShakaCon. I filmed a bunch of stuff with her. But yeah, it was a pretty cool movie. A lot of nudity.
Oh,
It takes place in like a dance studio. So it's just like hot girls dancing and.
Murder Rock, is that the one?
Yeah, it's called Murder Rock. And I found it because there's a band called Carpenter Brute, and they play like, they usually don't sing. It's just music, like cool horror, like score sounding music.
Okay.
And they have all these scenes from Murder Rock in the video.
Oh, okay.
So like cut it up and edit it to fit like with the music, and that's how I found it. But yeah, because somehow I missed that Fulci movie because everybody's familiar with the zombie stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of them I've missed. The one I always liked the best was House of Clocks. I like that one. It was pretty good.
I haven't seen that one. I got the Beyond, and what's the other one? Is it House by the Cemetery?
Yeah, that's a good one.
And there's one more. I can't remember what the City of the Living Dead. I think it's something.
Yeah,
like that.
It's also the Gates of Hell.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's why it's Gates of Hell. But yeah, I mean, his zombie stuff's good, but so is his other stuff.
Yeah, he's good for the gore, and of course Argento's good for more of the better stories. I always hear so.
But I like his style because it's so weird. It's a weird way of telling stories. He's known for like close up of like eye gouging.
Yeah,
So it's like it's in people. That's like one of the things that gets a lot of people. It makes them squeamish, because anything with your eye.
I saw that last night in the Forever Purge. There was a scene where this woman pushed her fingers right through their eyes. It was wild.
Really?
So yeah, every time I see that, that makes you jump. Or anybody ever gets their fingers or toes cut off, that always makes me jump.
Yeah, or anything with like toenail.
Yeah, that too.
Or fingernail.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about, like the nail part. I guess because it hurts. It's
yeah,
like an eye. Like you can get an eyelash and it hurts forever.
Yeah, you break your nail, or whatever. But if you pull it all the way back real hard, that hurts.
Yeah, I want to see that Forever Purge. I haven't watched that.
Yeah, I got it yesterday and watched it, and it was pretty good. I got all the Purges. I've always liked every one of them. The Anarchy one was not as good, but I do like 1 and 2 the best. But this one was a little different because it took place the day after. I mean, they thought the Purge was over. And then,
they still keep going.
Yeah, and then they're like, no, it's more like these groups get together and they're like, it's not enough time. We're taking back America. We don't want foreigners here no more. They're basically killing foreigners and stuff like that. They want the country just to be white. So it's a lot of like supremacy groups and stuff. So yeah, it's out there.
So another thing I've been watching is American Horror Story. I've been going through just like different seasons. Have you watched any?
No, I've never watched them. I've always heard about it. My daughter loves that. She tells me I got to watch them, but I just never got around to it.
I think I love the first season. It's called Murder House. American Horror Story 1984.
Oh, yeah.
You'd love because it takes place in the 80s. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think JT of the Dead told me about that too.
Yeah.
I said I got to check that one out. So
I've been watching the new season. It's pretty good. It's like a double feature though. It's like half of it is this one story, then the half is a different story. So the half that I watched was pretty much about vampires, kind of.
Oh, okay.
But there's a different twist on it. And then the second part's about aliens, but I haven't gotten into all the episodes. Well, I don't think all the episodes are actually out yet. I think it's in the middle of the season, but it was good. And
they've been on for quite a while, ain't they?
It has, because I think this has got to be at least 9 or 10 seasons. I think 10 seasons. A couple of them are not so good. There's a couple you can probably skip, but definitely like the first one in 1984 is really good. I wasn't a huge fan of Freaks. I thought that was the weakest of the series. I think it's season 4.
Yeah.
But check them out. Hulu, you can watch, I think, the first 9 seasons, or maybe all of them. I think it's on Netflix too. But yeah, definitely worth checking out.
Okay, and we're going to watch a trailer. I just happened to come across it yesterday. It's been out for about a month. You can check it out on YouTube on a Vinegar Syndrome channel. And they always just have some crazy stuff. I've been getting a few martial art movies here recently, and I seen that, and I was like, I'm going to put this down so we can watch this and talk about it. So
all right.
It's called New York Ninja.
Abductions of young women are still being reported. Another woman with mysterious radiation burns has been discovered.
gonna have a baby.
Oh my God.
I can't believe that John's wife was murdered.
You have to try and pull yourself together.
This city owes me
Well, what's that?
justice. Why won't anyone do anything?
We are strong on crime, and together we have the power.
This is a big city. We're doing what we can.
Dude, what happened? Is he okay? What?
What? Shit.
Tell the others, I'm coming for them.
I need you to help me.
I would, but I want them dead.
Crime has remained at an all-time low thanks to ninja fever.
We're going live with this.
These men murdered her because of what she saw. It's linked to these abductions.
There's something weighing us down. It's that damn ninja.
New York Ninja's a real hero.
Dawn the Dragon.
this movie, Michael Berryman, they got voices of Michael Berryman in it, and you got Don the Dragon Wilson.
Oh yeah, and Linnea Quigley, Cynthia Rothrock,
Yeah.
Ginger Lynn.
Yeah, Ginger Lynn. Yeah, it's funny. So apparently it's dubbed, I guess, but it looks really wild. Of course, they always put out some great stuff, and I keep wanting to start getting a collection of Vinegar Syndrome, but I just got to get around to it because stuff like this I got to see.
Yeah, and just the ninja line.
Yeah,
It's
it's
good.
that damn ninja.
Yeah, so man, that looks.
It
so
looks
good.
like, I guess, from the 80s, sometime in the 80s.
Yeah, I think it was in 1984 maybe when we started it.
Yeah, it's,
But wow.
and it shows the Twin Towers and everything, so he's like, yeah, this is the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looked like they were doing construction on the Empire State Building. You see that?
Yeah, it was.
Because it had scaffolding around it.
Yeah. But I've been getting into more of these types of movies, and I saw that, and I said, we got to watch that and check that out. And so apparently it's been just released, probably on Blu-ray, I'd say.
Yeah. Man, that looks good.
So, yeah. There's always and then when they do release these, sometimes they're only like limited copies, and then they'll be gone. The next thing you know, you look on eBay and they're $100.
Yeah.
So.
They also do that with the slip cases. They only
Yeah.
produce, like, usually I think it's like 1,000 slip cases. If they do a slip case for it. It just depends.
There is a thing on there where you can get a subscription, and I don't know how that works, but they send you so much movies a month or something, but I don't know how much it costs or anything. I always thought about looking into that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Because, I mean...
I get to where I want to collect more of them, and then I turn around and buying other things, and I'm like, if I do that, then I know this stuff will be coming every month, you know? So I might have to check that out again. But this movie, of course, looks wild and cheesy.
Another thing I'd like to do is those Vestron titles, because I like the way they have them numbered.
Yeah.
And there's not that many so far. I think there's only like... There's probably under 20 releases.
And you can find them at
cool.
Walmart a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot, and they're not that usually I've seen some for like $10.
Yeah, a couple of them do go for a little bit cheaper. Some of them are a little bit more pricey, like the higher 20s, 30 range. But I bought, which ones did I buy? That David Cronenberg movie.
Oh, Shivers.
Shivers,
Yeah.
I bought that
I got
one.
that at Walmart too, yeah.
And I bought one more. The one I've never seen. It's the one with Howie Mandel and Fred Savage.
Oh, The Little Monsters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of the title. I knew it was something monsters, but somehow I missed. Like I remember
I
seeing
missed
it on TV.
too. I just watched it recently too. I missed it. I don't have it on the Blu-ray that came out, but I did pick it up on VHS, and I put it on my eBay to sell because I knew it was a little not really out of print or anything, like really hard to get or whatever. But it was still a little bit. So I sold it for like $20.
Yeah.
But before I sold it, I go ahead and popped it in one day and watched it. And I was like, I haven't seen this. I need to go ahead and watch it, at least make sure it plays before I sell it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I missed it, but somehow it slipped right by me. But it's pretty decent for what it is in the 80s,
Yeah. I love those kind of movies. Like, I don't know, any kind of like kid-friendly horror.
Yeah.
Like I'm really into. Another thing I've been watching recently, I think it's on Prime, and you can find them on YouTube as well. But the Tales from the Cryptkeeper cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
I think they made like 2 or 3 seasons. But have you ever seen?
I
that
missed
cartoon?
them too. I don't know how I missed them. I guess they came out in the early 90s, didn't they?
Yeah, they actually came out I think more like the mid 90s.
Okay,
So
mid-90s.
like And then they came out. So I think they came out like, say like 93, 94, but then they brought it back in like 99 for like another season. I think is how that worked.
I know you got some of the action figures too from that.
But it's cool the way they do it because they have the Cryptkeeper, but I don't know if it's the first season or the second season or whatever. They bring back the witch. And they bring back the old man.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
they're like fighting with each other at the beginning to tell the story. So it's like a lot of times, usually the Crypt Keeper gets the upper hand, but sometimes, like the witch will have both of them tied up, and but by the end, like something's usually resolved where the Crypt Keeper has the upper hand again. But I thought the way they brought to the old characters from the comic book, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I have to check them out. There's a lot of stuff to watch.
And I know you've been selling them Goosebumps books. I've been watching a couple episodes of the old Goosebumps TV series because that was kind of a little later, I think, and somehow I missed those. Yeah,
I missed a lot of them too. They're of course every once in a while I come across them at Goodwill on VHS. And I think they had them out on DVD too. I don't know if they ever put them on Blu-ray, but it'd be cool if they had like a big set of them. But I don't know how many episodes they had.
I was looking on your eBay account. You've got what movie? The DVD thing that you have. What is that? Is it like a episode? It's like it's that yellow cover. It's like Goosebumps.
I think it's just a single episode. I believe. I think that's all it is.
Okay. I think I can't remember how the Goosebumps worked exactly, but I was thinking about buying that. I was looking at it. I might have to offer you something.
All right.
Another thing I was super into while we were away on hiatus was the new He-Man series on Netflix.
Yeah, I still yet to watch that yet either.
So there's two. The Kevin Smith series, which is adult oriented, which I fucking loved. It was so cool. It was just cool like seeing them, and like you got to see Scareglow and a bunch of characters you never seen before. The story is very edgy, I guess, and that's why some people didn't enjoy it as much. They do something very crazy, and I'm not going to tell you what.
I think I know what you're talking about. I
Okay.
remember seeing somebody talk about it and didn't like it. So
so they released 5 episodes. They're all great, and I know that they're going to probably make another 5 to complete the season. This is only like half the season.
No, okay.
So they leave it on the biggest cliffhanger ever.
I gotta get around to watching this.
So another thing Netflix did is they put out another Masters of the Universe. Mm-hmm. This is aimed towards little kids. Now when I watched the trailer, I was like, I like most things, but I'm probably not gonna like this.
Okay.
Because they switch up a lot of characters and stuff, but it's made for kids, and I was like, I don't know if the animation is gonna be that good from the trailer. Now, I recently watched it, loved it.
How many episodes has it got?
I think it was 10. I'll have to look that one up to be certain. But me and Steven, we watched Steven Hensley. He came over because every time there's new Masters of the Universe, we'll watch it. Like we binge watched the new Masters of the Universe Revelation, and then we watched the new He-Man and Masters of the Universe. It's really aimed for probably like 7 to like 13-year-olds.
Oh, okay.
Man, the animation, like even though it's like he's blocky and stuff and whatever, like the actual animation overall is really good, and I've heard a lot of people really loved it. Okay. So
the Revelation, you could probably watch them pretty quick. They're only like 25 minutes or something.
Yeah.
I think they're really short.
I can't remember. They're pretty short.
I remember looking on there and
25,
seeing
30.
something like it. Yeah.
They're not that long. And I think the other one is the same. I think it's like 22 to 30 minutes. If I'm just going by memory on that. But I mean, check them both out. I got 3 of the new toys from the Revelation series. I got He-Man, Skeletor, and Teela. And I'm gonna get a couple of the toys of the kid version, the new kid version, which I'm so surprised that I liked it. They changed a couple characters and stuff. A couple characters became their character like later on, which was cool. But man, they did a good job with it. And if I was like 10, I would love it just as much as I would have loved like the original Masters of the Universe when I was growing up. So, highly recommend the 2 He-Man Netflix shows. And the next thing that I'm super, super excited about is the new Chucky series that's going to be airing on Sci-Fi and the USA Network. And that's starting on Tuesdays. There'll be 10 episodes. They'll be airing weekly. And the first episode airs October 12th, 2021 at 10 p.m. So I've seen.
I already got my DVR set to record the series. So
do you?
I'm thinking about I might just wait and let them all record. But the problem is getting on the internet and seeing people talk about it and can you believe they did this or did that? So I might just still have to go ahead and just watch it episode by episode. But in case I miss one or whatever, I do have them recorded. So I'm excited to see this. Something that I always wanted Friday the 13th to do back in the day, but they never did. But now we got Chucky, and it looks like the original Chucky, not the remake Chucky that they had.
Yeah, and and remember when they made that Friday the 13th series?
But they did make a series, but it didn't have nothing. Yeah, you did have Freddy and Freddy's Nightmares, but I think he was only in a few episodes, and then the series I think went on to like 40 episodes. But I always wanted to see Jason in one, but now we get Chucky, so who knows?
Yeah, I think actually he may have been in all the episodes, but the stories weren't all like revolved around him or something, right? Like it was like I 10 remember episodes or 12 that he was actually involved.
Yeah, the first one was pretty good. Yeah. And especially the first one was like an origin story and stuff.
I think Tobe Hooper directed the first one. But the new Chucky, it's going to have like all kinds of cast returning. So, I mean, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it sounds great. I'm surprised that they're not just having it on a streaming service. A lot of places, a lot of people now, they're putting stuff out. That's what they're doing, but it's coming on, Sci-Fi?
Yeah. Which is weird, but hopefully it'll help Sci-Fi out because I feel like Sci-Fi, a lot of those channels, they're kind of dying because they're old channels. It's like everything's streaming. Yeah. Everything's like Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, stuff like that. So hopefully.
I was real surprised when I saw that. I'm like, I actually get to just watch it on TV.
I mean, I like that, but hopefully, Sci-Fi should be fine. It'll be gory.
It'll still be pretty good.
And pretty edgy, but.
So, when we come back, our next episode, we'll have to talk about, by then, we'll probably have seen them all. How many episodes you say there's going to be?
There's 10, so they're airing weekly.
I'll be tuning in for sure on that. You want to talk about some Elvira figures coming out, or at least one?
Yeah, that looks awesome.
They have a cloth figure coming out. You can pre-order it now at horrormerch.com, and it looks great.
It does.
It's one of them that I definitely want to get and put in a collection, but it doesn't really show you the packaging. It just shows you the figure and everything.
Yeah.
But it looks really awesome. I mean, there's so much horror figures and stuff coming out now, but now we get Elvira. We got to see her at Scarefest a few years back.
Yeah.
And so this one is coming out, and I don't know exactly how tall it is, but it just looks awesome.
It does, and it looks just like her, and it's just crazy. It's so crazy because Elvira seems to have never ever aged.
I know.
Because I guess the makeup and stuff.
There's a lot of makeup there, I guess. I don't know.
She still looks like you see her without like her costume gimmick, and
I mean, she's got to be in her 70s, huh? Yeah. So that's definitely one that's coming out that I got to get. And was you ever into Street Sharks?
I love Street Sharks. It was one of those things that I watched like a couple of the first episodes and kind of missed because I was kind of growing up.
Yeah.
And, I was a big Turtles fan.
Yeah.
But I always thought those toys were cool.
So the toys was out in the 90s and around 95, 96. Never did get any, but I just started getting into going back and collecting some of these. But they got some new ones out, and they're out through Mattel Creations. And there's only 3 of them, and they say they're prototypes that were supposed to have been made back then, but wasn't, and now they're making them. But they're a little pricey. They're like $75 a piece.
Really?
So back in the day, though, I'm not for sure exactly how expensive the other ones was. I think they were still like $20 or $25 back then.
I think they were.
But they look a little different. They're not. I'm in a group on Facebook, and some people bought them, and then there's some people saying they're just going to stick with the originals. I don't know if they're going to keep making more of them or whatever. But there's so much now. You go into the Walmart, you see Masters Universe, you see G.I. Joe, you see Star Wars. And Star Wars is always and I just went in the other day and seen Beast Wars. I mean,
really?
they're remaking everything now.
Awesome.
And it's good in a way, but then in a way it's not, because you really like the classic vintage ones. And some people will pass off stuff as vintage, and it's not, and you got to really watch it. And the new Ninja Turtles, too, they look identical to the old ones, and Ghostbusters did it. Yeah. I mean, so
it's definitely a bad thing.
Yeah. Now, the He-Man ones, the He-Man ones you can tell. Yeah. You can definitely tell because of their legs.
Yeah.
they're straighter legs and stuff now, but
if you didn't know, like I swear, like some of those scare glows that they made, they kind of look like the old scare glow.
Yeah.
Like you could if you weren't like super up on it, you could definitely get tricked into paying, a
lot of money for that
money when you could probably get it for like $25.
Yeah, so
And
that's
you're
the
paying
downfall of it. But the Street Sharks, and like I said, they came out with them, and they're not like in stores. I think you got to order them online. But who knows? They might make a whole new series of them and stuff. But I like the original ones. I think they're pretty cool. And some of them get a little pricey too, because they're just getting real popular again. So that's one thing that helps the old vintage stuff shoot up in value when they do redo stuff like this.
Yep.
It happens to make the value go up more and more on eBay and stuff like that.
Yeah, it renews interest, and people are like, "Oh yeah, I remember those," and so people will start looking for. I want to find, like, that's what I do. I want to find that thing that I used to own when I was like, 7 years old.
So what's next on that list that you would like to see?
Oh, I would love to see Sectaurs.
Mm-hmm.
I've always called it Sectaurs, but the guy that made them calls them I think it's like Sectaurs.
Oh yeah.
He says it
I'll always
differently,
say it the way you say it.
But
so.
Sectaurs, they say it on the commercial, on the cartoon. So I don't know. I've actually heard him say it, but I guess they maybe just changed it.
Hey, Larry got the hive. Did you see that?
Really?
He's got the hive down there.
But it looks so
at
cool.
Welcome Back Collectibles. Yeah,
We'll go down there and
that thing is pricey though. I'm just letting you know, because
I'm
it is
sure.
complete and everything.
Oh,
It is
wow.
huge though.
It is huge.
He's
It
got
was
it
bigger than the Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, he put it beside it, and Castle Grayskull
Towers.
looks like a little stick figure. I mean, it's crazy. And I didn't even know nothing about that. I remember my buddy had a few of them when I was a kid. I think I might have had a few figures, but I didn't remember any play sets or anything. And I'm like, what is that from? And he told me, and I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah, I never saw the playset as a kid. I do remember, well, maybe I did like in the packaging, because I had a couple, and I do now too. Like there's a couple over there. I'd also love to see Silverhawks come back. I know somebody did. I think maybe Super 7 made a Silverhawks figure, but it didn't have the gloss, and so and I like Super 7. I just didn't think that like they should have put the gloss back on, like the cool metallic silver that it stands out.
They're doing some really nice Ninja Turtles and stuff too, though.
Yeah.
So
I saw
really
those.
Cool. Yeah, they're really cool looking. I think they're getting ready to do
Didn't they have
the cat Scratch that's really rare.
Oh yeah.
They're redoing it and making one in it. It looks really cool.
I feel like that is the Michelangelo where he's like in like surfer like gear, and he has like, I don't remember. I just remember I had it as a kid. I don't know exactly what it was called, but
I'm sticking the vintage on them though, because them other ones, some of them will get a little pricey nowadays. But if you want like one or two characters that you really like, I guess they're worth it. And I thought about getting that one, the Scratch, because I was like, it's unreal to be able to find one in the wild, or if you do go to a toy show, it's going to be expensive. So. But yeah, check out your local Walmarts and other places that you get toys, because you can find a lot of newer toys that's coming out that are from the 80s and 90s. That's the thing nowadays, it seems like.
Yeah, and I feel like collecting has gotten even bigger, especially when like the height of the pandemic and stuff.
Yeah.
Like just collecting, like
I mean, you go to I've been in like Walmart, and wrestling has really went to more of adult collecting, especially the elite figures, because they're $20 for one figure usually, sometimes $15. If you go into a store like 80s Toys or Welcome Back Collectibles, of course they're going to be a little higher. They're going to have ones that's harder to find, that you can't find at Walmart and stuff, but they're aimed more at adults than they are kids, because I was in a Walmart one time and a kid wanted something, and the dad said, no, I'm not paying $25 for a little toy, It's like, so they're not going to do that. And then you go into the aisles sometimes and you see nothing but adults looking through the toys, and you don't see no kids. It's sad in a way, but then it's cool too, because we do the same thing. I go to the toys every time I go to Walmart.
Yeah, it's usually the first place I go.
Yeah, that's first place. And I wish we still had Toys R Us around here. That'd be great. Or Heels, yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, it's mainly, especially these new collector things like we was talking about with the turtles and stuff. I mean, there's $50 and $60 figures sometimes. So.
I saw that Heels bag you got.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I had to get it put on. He pressed it, shrink wrapped it onto a foam cardboard thing, flattened it out. He's got one down there with Toys R Us from the 70s.
Really?
It's really cool. And I saw that, and I found that bag, and I'm like, here, I'm gonna get him to do that too. So
that's one thing I would love to find, like a bunch of cool Hills merchandise, like stuff that just said Hills on it. I'm sure you can go to eBay and find a bunch of cool stuff, but that's one of my goals. Like, 'cause I loved Hills.
My wife is from Indiana, and she told me, she's like, I never heard of a Hills. I said, well, it's kind of like, I kind of compare it to Kmart a little bit, you know, it was a little bit upper scale than Roses, and some people have never even heard of Roses. We still have them.
Yeah.
But, Hills went out a long time ago and was replaced by Ames for a while, and then they went out of business. But yeah, that was their go-to at the mall for toys, and they had KB's, of course.
Yep.
And I really miss KB's too.
KB's toys was great.
The 3 for $10 at KB's.
Yes.
Wish we can go back and get a bunch of that stuff.
KB Toys is not around anymore, right?
No, they went out too. Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, we had another one called Playland too up there for a little while when I was a kid. I remember.
I don't remember Playland.
Yeah, that went out before KB's. When the KB's stuck around all the way to the early 2000s because my daughter was already born, and I remember going up there one morning, for a Black Friday deal one time, and they had a lot of people out there for that. So I think around 2001 or 2 or 3 or somewhere around there, maybe even made it to 2005 before they closed it down. I can't remember exactly.
It had to be because I remember going. I remember driving there.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I bet it was like early 2000s because I remember driving there and like, look, they had shelves for sale at the very end. It was like the last things they had was like shelves and a couple of those toys nobody wanted. Like
now there's nothing in the spot where there's nothing hardly at the Iron Mall anyway. So
no, sad.
So what YouTubers have you been watching lately, Scotty?
I've been mostly watching my buddy who works with me, Dalton Paul. His channel is called Dalton Paul Videos. He does a lot of fan art videos, which has gotten him a lot of subscribers. I mean, he's got like over 23,000 subscribers. Wow. But recently he's been doing these live streams where he plays video games and just chats for a couple hours. Look, I mean, the last one he did was Left 4 Dead stream, and he was on there for almost 9 hours streaming.
Wow.
So,
how do you stream for that long?
I guess because it's, he's got super chat set up so people can do donations. So, I mean, it keeps you going because you're like, and people are involved. They keep chatting. So he'll pause the game for a little bit, chat, go back. He has breaks set up. So he has like, basically commercial breaks, but it's like he's got music with just like different like motion graphics going on.
Okay. I'll have to check him out.
So if he has to use a bathroom or something, he'll just put it on there, and then he'll come back and be like, okay, let's start streaming again.
And you work with him?
I do, yeah.
That's cool.
He's one of the video guys at Cucumber and Company.
See, that can be you. You just got to keep doing videos,
I'm doing
man.
It now.
You got all the stuff to make it. You make mine look like I'm 12 years old doing videos because I see some of your intros and some of your other stuff that you do, and I'm like, man, he's got everything. He just make a movie and put it on here. I said, Scotty needs to keep doing videos, man.
I've been trying. I've been putting out a video every Sunday at 8:30 for the last month and a half. Yeah. I got to do one today, but I'll do something today.
I love the unboxing things and the unpackaging and stuff like that. I think you do some of them. People like him too.
The one I was going to work on, I don't know if I'll have time today, but I want to do show off 5 things I've gotten from 5 collectors. So I was going to show off something I've gotten from you, Larry, Jason, Steven, and Jared. Okay. So yeah, I've got those 5 items, and I was just gonna show them off.
Yeah, do one of them.
So I don't know if I'll get to do that one today or next week, but that's the one I have written down.
Oh, okay.
A lot of times when I run out of time, I'll just do something like an old video on the fly. I did that old Jason's video was from 2015 that I filmed and just never put out. And I was like, well, I'll put this.
I thought it was already out before you just put it up again.
No, okay. They did a live performance for the WTFU show that we were doing, and I had filmed so much content that night that we'd actually planned on doing 2 episodes. Okay. But I was like, well, I'll just wait for later, and then I just kind of left it on the back burner. So there was just songs that had never been released. So I've been cutting the songs out individually. So
Dalton Paul Videos. Sounds cool. I'll have to check that out. Of course, I've been watching a lot of resellers because that's what I've been doing the last few months on eBay and Instagram and stuff. I've been watching Harry Tornado. They're a couple that lives in South Carolina. They go to flea markets, Goodwills, anywhere you can find a good deal and pick up and resell. And they resell on eBay. he gives you a lot of info on how to do reselling and stuff, and he gives you, like this one right here, should you quit your job to be a full-time reseller?
Yeah.
Now he tells you there's ways to do it, you can do it, and then there's ways that you might want to wait a little while, you might want to save some money up, you just don't want to up and quit, because sometimes it's up and down,
Right.
You don't always do so good, and you have to get a following on eBay, and I'm figuring that out right now too. People like, to follow your channel and keep buying from you and stuff.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit more to it, just like YouTube is. I mean, you got to get a following to get them subs and stuff. But he does some really cool videos from yard sales and flea markets, and he wears a GoPro and everything.
Oh, cool.
And they can do the Goodwills, and they go to the Goodwill bins and stuff. So they're really cool. And another one called Froggy Flips. He is from Indiana. And he reminds me of Jared. Jared here?
Yes.
He reminds me of him a little bit. He's got a beard and glasses and everything, and he picks up some cool stuff. He goes to a lot of yard sales. He also he sells on eBay, but he also has like a booth in an antique place.
Oh, cool.
So if he finds big antique stuff that, nobody wants to ship on eBay or whatever, he'll pick up and put it in the store there and make money there too. So he makes money 2 or 3 different ways that way. So he's really cool too, and he picks up some awesome stuff. And he is super nice to people when he goes there, and people are so nice to him. And he gets noticed all the time at these yard sales. It's funny. He goes, I used to just get noticed at flea markets and stuff. He said, but I love the yard sales more because, of course, it's cheaper and you can make money. And some people have asked him, what are you doing with your camera? And he tells them, I got a little show my friends like to watch on YouTube. Me going to yard sales, flea markets. It's comical the way he describes it. Well, I just got a little show that, my friends like, or they like to see what I'm doing and stuff. So
he's got a little show, but he's got 95,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
he's almost got the trophy.
Yeah, and just a little over a year ago, I watched an older video about a year ago that he was just hitting 10,000.
Really?
So he is shot up there big time in a year. But he said people just love to watch me go to yard sales, and I pick it up. I guess he's making money off of YouTube, and he's making money off of eBay selling, and he has a booth at an antique place. So, he's a hustler.
Very
but
cool.
He does remind me of Jerry. You can tell right there with the hat, glasses, beard. And of course, I was introduced to him from Jared, our friend, that does it around here. So yeah, I've been watching him a lot. Sometimes I'll go through and I'll watch 10, 15 videos in a row. It gets really addicting to watch because I just want to see and he finds some great stuff. I mean, he's finding some old Nintendo systems and games, and he just picks up a little bit of everything, and he's getting into more and more stuff, even like antique jewelry and everything. It helps people like me trying to do that stuff, trying to learn more stuff to pick up, because not everybody buys movies and stuff,
Right.
So you sell some things that you that you do like to collect, and hopefully other people will collect and want to buy from you. But then you can pick up stuff for old women or whatever, and maybe somebody wants to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to know what is valuable and what is selling.
And I've learned a little bit from him from the hat deal and stuff too. So I've been picking up some old trucker hats and stuff like that and making a little bit of money selling them. So
another thing I've noticed is band T-shirts.
Yeah,
especially
band.
80s, 90s
They're
bands.
really hard to find around here, though. I look every time I go to a Goodwill, though.
Yeah.
But
I got lucky and found, before I was into Motley Crue, I found a Motley Crue shirt for $0.25.
Oh, man.
And it was from, I think it was from 1987, and I sold it for almost $200 on eBay.
That's crazy. Yeah,
So-
I'd love to be able to find some of them vintage ones. They're hard to find, though.
Which now I wish I mean, it was too small for me, I think. I think it was like a medium. So, I mean, I could wear like a large or an extra large, but it was still so cool. And so I was like, man, it kind of be cool just to have it, because for some reason, I got into Motley Crue and bought a couple of their old 80s albums, which are all their 80s albums are great.
Yeah, I noticed that here recently.
Yeah.
You got cassettes and CDs.
And vinyl.
And vinyl now, yeah.
I got 2 Crue vinyls. I got,
that's cool.
Yeah. I got Shout at the Devil on vinyl.
No,
I think that's my favorite. Do you have a favorite Motley Crue album? So they got Dr. Feelgood. They have the Girls, Girls, Girls. They have...
I always like Theater of Pain. That's one
Theater
I
of
like.
Pain
Yeah,
was one.
I
Yeah.
like that one.
That was like mid-80s.
I don't have any of their stuff on cassette or anything, but I just never come across it. Most of the cassettes I buy are from like Goodwills and stuff like that, yard sales. I haven't really went to eBay to find anything because it is a little bit more pricier sometimes. But if you find a lot of them or whatever, that'd be pretty cool.
Okay, so I think to close out our Halloween episode, we're going to play an old Halloween trailer. Before I go to the trailer, though, we'll plug our stuff. We do have a Twitter account now. It is at Terror Isles Pod. That's TerrorAislespod. We're also, you can find us on the Alexa app. You can say, hey, Alexa, play the podcast Terror in the Isles, and it'll play our podcast. And we're also on iHeartRadio now. Terror in the Isles has a Facebook page. You can just search for us, Terror in the Isles. Search us on YouTube. It is Movie John on YouTube.
Yeah.
John, you're also on
Instagram, MovieJohn_.
And you can also find Terror in the Isles on Podbean and Apple Podcast, as well as my channel, my YouTube channel, Scott's Slasher World. And you can find me on YouTube, or you can find me on Instagram as well, Scotty Slasher. That's Scotty with a Y. So happy Halloween to everybody.
Today in the cemetery, somebody dug up a coffin. It was a coffin of a 9-year-old girl. You've come back to us, Michael.
When are they going to realize that she is not him? She's just a child.
They know that Michael Myers is her uncle, and that she attacked her stepmother. That's why they fear her, especially on Halloween. You're afraid. You're afraid the whole thing might start to happen again. How many people did he kill last year? Have you forgotten? But you never looked into his face, did you? You never saw his eyes. You never saw that nothing, no expression, blank. My memory goes back 12 years. I prayed that he would burn in hell, but in my heart, I knew that hell would not have him. Michael Myers is outside.
The National Guard will take him to a maximum security facility, where he'll stay till the day he dies.
Never die.
It's strange, isn't it? In real life, nobody likes to think about violence, pain, blood, and death. But project these experiences on a screen, and people form lines in the street. That's because a terror film is a lot like a roller coaster ride. Only you're sitting in a theater, which is relatively safe.